Tonight is reacting to the sudden firing today of Surgeon General Joycelyn Elders. President Clinton asked for and got Elders' resignation after he learned of her answer last week to a question posed to her about masturbation, a comment that the White House called just one too many. Faith Fancher is in our newsroom with details. Faith.
From the moment he nominated her as the first African American to serve as Surgeon General, President Clinton has found himself on the defensive. Joycelyn Elders and President Clinton have had a long association. She was director of the Arkansas Department of Health when he was governor. As Surgeon General, she's been controversial, a lightning rod for criticism, often from the conservative right. It was her statement on masturbation that prompted President Clinton to fire her.
In regard to masturbation, I think that is something that it's a part of human sexuality, and it is a part of something that perhaps should be taught. But we've not even taught our children the very basics. And I feel that we have tried ignorance for a very long time, and it's time we try education.
Elders made those remarks last week in response to a question during the World AIDS Day conference at the United Nations in New York. President Clinton in Miami for the Summit of the Americas found out last night that a news magazine was planning to publish the remarks. The White House Chief of Staff said Elders had been warned before about her controversial statements. This latest comment was the last straw. President Clinton issued this written statement, quote, Dr. Elders' public statement reflecting differences with administration policy and my own convictions have made it necessary for her to tender her resignation. Republican critics said it's about time.
And I think today's announcement is a very positive development for America's families. Her war on traditional values, her crusade to legalize drugs, her effort to put condoms in the pockets of every 5-year-old is over.
As Surgeon General, Elders was a strong advocate for birth control and an outspoken supporter of abortion rights and sex education. Before this latest statement, Elders drew fire the same time last year for her position on legalizing drugs.
And I do feel that we would markedly reduce our crime rate if drugs were legalized. But I don't know, I don't know all of the ramifications of this, and I do feel that we need to do some studies.
One Republican says he had warned Elders to watch her outspokenness.
Well, she's an energetic, remarkable woman with a great family, but I said, I get in a lot of trouble around here flapping my jaws, and you're going to get in a lot of trouble doing that too unless you restrain yourself, and she didn't, and she's gone. It's too bad.
Earlier this week at the White House, centrist Democrats led by Louisiana Senator John Breaux had suggested to President Clinton that Elders should go. Elders' remarks on masturbation provided the president that opportunity.
For the President of the United States to fire the Surgeon General because she says maybe we need to incorporate this as part of a sound, comprehensive health education program for our young people strikes me as absolutely ludicrous.
Elders does have her supporters, among them the director of Stop AIDS Now in San Francisco.
We've got to learn how to get over our very real queasiness about talking about sexual activity. Because if we don't get over that, we're going to be faced with the real grief and loss that comes from seeing people later on get infected with HIV and die.
Dr. Elders issued her own statement late this evening saying although she and some administration officials had honest differences, that she and the president maintain mutual respect for each other and continue their friendship. Dr. Elders plans to return to Arkansas. She says she will continue to speak out there as a private citizen. Her last day as Surgeon General is December 31st. Dennis.
Faith Fancher, thank you. We've heard from the politicians and the activists. To understand the medical community, how it feels about the firing of the Surgeon General, we went to a leading AIDS researcher, public health advocate, and former official at the Centers for Disease Control. Leslie Griffith is in Oakland with a live report on that. Leslie.
Dennis, most healthcare professionals in the Bay Area have heard of Dr. Don Francis. He has been working to try to find for some time a vaccine for AIDS. We began our conversation with him tonight by asking what he thought of the Surgeon General's latest remarks.
It doesn't sound outlandish at all. There is absolutely no reason why she couldn't say in the greater concept of schools that there should be explanations about masturbation. It's normal behavior. It's very common behavior. They don't have to say they're in favor of it or against it. It's just scientific fact. And that indeed, when it comes to protecting oneself from a sexually transmitted disease, there couldn't be anything safer.
Dr. Francis says the Surgeon General is the consummate public health official and should be able to say whatever she wants without regard to political ramifications. He concedes she's often pejorative and controversial, but
shouldn't the American people want someone who's frank and honest, who is their doctor, who is their Surgeon General, or do they want someone pandering to the extremist elements in society? We in medicine do not think her statements are very wild. I mean, we have to do something about this craziness we have with drugs, where we license one drug without, like alcohol, and when you have another drug like heroin, we throw people in jail and make it this huge black market. That makes no medical sense. The issue of homosexuality. Homosexuality is a variant of the population. That it's going to happen. It's always been there. It always will be there. Masturbation is a common event in the sexual activity of everyone, and certainly adolescents. And so we have to understand that.
Dr. Francis says many in the medical community believe that today's firing of Elders is partly a reaction to the Republican landslide in November. Elders, of course, has always been a target of the conservative right, and because she is so controversial, she's been an easy target. Dr. Francis says her, quote, honesty will be missed. Dennis?
Leslie Griffith in Oakland, thank you.